And doodles are among the artworks sold on the NFT marketplace, joining the likes of animation, pixel art, and 3D models.
In today's hyper-connected world, turning your artistic endeavors into a paying gig has become more and more accessible. Musicians are able to put their music without the need of record labels via music sharing platforms like SoundCloud and Spotify. Filmmakers are able to distribute their work without the need of movie studios by simply uploading it on YouTube. And digital artists are no longer confined to oil and canvas. Illustration programs like Adobe and Procreate allow anyone with a computer or an iPad to start drawing. And now, with the rise on NFTs, artists can not only sell their art, but also earn royalties from any future sale of their work. Any kind of art is fair game for the NFT space. 3D models, short animations, pixel art, but for today, we'll be talking about doodles. But first, what is doodle? It's easy to think a doodle as just another word for a drawing or illustration, but actually it's much simpler. While a drawing is a conscious effort to create art with a meaning behind it, a doodle is more aimless. Its purpose is simply to keep the person doodling occupied, like during a boring meeting. The word doodle is believed to be derived from the German word Dodeltopf, which means simpleton. In the early 18th century, the verb to doodle had the meaning of to do nothing. Doodling has actually been shown to be useful in alleviating mental stress and is often incorporated into art therapy. Some notable doodlers across history include Leonardo da Vinci, and American President Thomas Jefferson, and John F. Kennedy. In the tech world, doodles have taken on a whole new meaning. The most popular example of a doodle nowadays are Google's famous Google Doodles. A Google Doodle is a fun spoof of the company's iconic logo, where the logo is made into an illustration to highlight world issues, historical events, or celebrations around the world. With such an obvious and conscious purpose behind the illustration, Google Doodle don't really count as a doodle, but the company chose to call them that, simply because the word rhymes with Google. Now, with the emergence of NFTs, doodle can also become part of the space, as nearly any image can be turned into an NFT. If the NFT marketplace, doodles often show very simple, minimally designed illustrations that have a cute or quirky quality. These types of NFTs are sold for around $20,000 on NFT marketplace OpenSea. While a big payday isn't a guarantee for all NFTs, it's definitely easier than ever now to get paid for your art. Arya Siddhartha and Anita Putri for See Today.
So we've gotten ahead of ourselves, we started doodling. But we've just seen the potential to reap profits from art. And since it's the weekend and cloudy outside, how about sipping back some tea and maybe doodle like us, right? What are you doing?
Oh, I don't know.
What are you doing?
I have no idea.
We're supposed to make an art, right?
So is doodling
By
supposed to be
doodling.
like colorful or not?
Well, I don't know. I usually doodle when I listen to my lectures, which are usually really, really
Oh, there we
long.
go. Oh.
And then I usually just use my pencil, and it's usually just black and white.
Oh, okay.
Just sterling and white. But while we're on the subject
Yep.
of doodling, we now have Doodle Art Community Indonesia founder Anya with us. You know, the community has members from 65 regions in the country and even held events virtually during the pandemic. So let's welcome Anya to the studio. She's not in the studio, but virtually, of course. Anya, hi. Hi, Anya. So are you currently doodling like us? Or just, you know, we're just doodling. How are you?
Oh, yeah. I'm good. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Oh, I see like you already started
Yeah.
doodling.
Yeah, we kind of went a little bit too fast here, but just out of curiosity, I usually Google with my pencil because when I doodle, it's usually when I'm, when I'm studying or something, and it helps me refocus. But when you doodle to make it like an art form, what equipment do you usually need for beginners?
Oh, for beginner, I think the simplest one would be marker and paper. And just like you said before, pencil and also paper. Right. But some other artists, they could use coffee, and they could use any other tools. Yeah. So it's not only. I think it depends on the surface of the art that you're making.
Okay, so very interesting, right, Yanni?
Yeah.
But we're really curious, how many kinds of doodle are there out there, so that we really need to know and master maybe someday?
Well, actually, there are a lot of different type of doodles, but the most famous one would be the character,
right.
Like a lot of cute monsters, and then also floral, botanical,
Right.
and then also the pattern, something that an object that you do over and over again to fill the entire space, something like that.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Anya, can we talk about doodle art community Indonesia? So what's the story behind this community? How did it start? When did it start? And why?
It started in 7 years ago, to 2015, 7th February 2015, and it was out of boredom, actually. I was like, it was very impromptu, so it wasn't really planned before, and I was only imagining that Doodle Art Indonesia would be an online community only, because like our main purpose at that moment was just reposting other people artwork and to help them get recognized even more. So their art is not just only collecting dust, So, but then a lot of people asked, like, can we do and can we meet and can we like draw together? And then from there, we make chapters around Indonesia.
Right.
So
people could come together. Yes.
well, how many people do you have now? And as a community, how do you help people discover their interest in doodling?
We actually don't really have like firm membership, so it's open for everyone. And if we have an event, it would be like open for everyone. It doesn't require like any skills, or in any age you can just join us. And actually, our way to encourage people is just by showing that doing art is actually fun, and it could be for everyone. And you don't have to be limited by the supplies that you have. So I think it's very encouraging just to tell people that art is not hard. Just like
Ooh, I like that.
I like that. That's a tagline.
Yeah, art is not hard. That's good. Okay, obviously, right, as a community, how do you actually help people to discover their interest in doodling? Because sometimes we don't know if we are capable of doing doodling. Is it, are we doing the right pattern? Are we doing the right thing or not? Can you elaborate with us more?
Well, actually, doodle art, a lot of people initially being very scared, like, am I doing a mistake? Or is it good enough?
Yeah.
And sometimes you just have to remind them that it's art. It's all up to you. It's your world. It's your creation. You don't limit it by anyone else's voices. So you can be very free in your art. And as my favorite painter, his name is Bob Ross, he says, like, there's no mistakes, there's just only a happy little accidents. So so it's just art, I think.
Now, Anya, if I want to be a part of the community, do you think I have to be talented? Can I just be a beginner and be in your community? And I also want to know, like, for doodling, does it have to be on paper, or can we do it on iPad? Because I know Kai does it on her iPad.
Yes, so for joining Doodle Art Indonesia community, it's very, very easy. It doesn't require any skill. Like, if you are a beginner, so right here we are learning, and then also we are sharing together.
Right.
Like that. And for doodling, it's not only on paper. You can do it, yes, in the iPad, but also in the wall. If you can, on a tote bag, or there's a lot of there's a lot of surfaces that you can doodle on.
Okay. You can doodle anywhere, right? Yeah. But
yes,
I just wanted to ask you one more thing though, because the development of this digital era, specifically in the last 2 years, have made it possible for us who doodle, or anybody who doodles, to sell artworks on NFT marketplaces. With that in mind, do you think art can be a source of income, or how do you see the prospect of doodle as a future digital commodity?
Oh, well, actually, a lot of my friends in Doodle Art Indonesia community, we are actually making doodle in digital, and some of them are actually very interesting to sell their artwork in NFT. But before selling before this NFT world even happening, my friends in the community has already making a good amount of money from their artwork. So they meet with different clients, and then sometimes in events they act.
Well, Anya, can you hear us?
Yes.
So you got cut
Yes,
off
I can
just a
hear
little
you.
bit. So, okay, so you guys have been very active in events, and what about the NFTs? Have a lot of people now that you know in the community have started, selling their doodles on NFTs as well, or does it take some time to process?
I think some are quite in artwork, and it's a huge possibilities for people in my community actually sell work in NFT.
Okay.
Well, Anya, we wish you all the success, and thank you so much for joining us today. That was Anya from the Doodle community in Indonesia, and we've been doodling, and I hope you guys be successful, and I hope lots and lots of NFTs from Indonesia will be sold to whoever wants to join the digital marketplace.
Good.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Anya.
Anya.
Great day.
Okay, so that was
I actually wanted her to show
with
her
her insight.
doodles.
Oh, we want to show her this, but we're not done yet. So should we show her creation, maybe? Are we done? No? Why?
No.
Why? Why is that? Why?
I'm embarrassed.
Why?
Because doodles are supposed to be, for me,
private?
Doodles, no. But you remember the days when you used to make love letters in class, and then you have journal entries with your doodles.
Let's see. Oh, that's nice, guys.
I'm an abstract person.
That's very
I like
nice.
things messy.
It's like you're stating yourself. This is me, Kai. I know. I
I'm
like
messy.
that. We're not done yet. How about you, Yen?
I'm a brown noser, so I wrote C today.
Brown noser.
There you go. So that'll leave me. So maybe this would be
This is
Oh,
nice.
that's really nice.
this would be, there you go. This would be my firstborn. That would be my
I knew-
secondborn. My baby.
Ibi would be so proud of Mama.
This is from someone who said she doesn't doodle, guys.
No, I don't doodle.
Look at that.
I just
No, she draws. She doesn't doodle.
All right.
There you go. She doesn't doodle. And
Okay.
we're both students, but if we compare our notebooks, if we were to compare, mine would be so messy, and hers would be super organized and
yeah, I like
bullet
Color
organized.
coded.
And mine would be like,
but it's like, hey, it's a good thing. I mean, if we have, if we're good in doodling, we can have another side job, which is actually to sell our creation.
That's right.
Okay, guys. Now, guys, see, the stories will continue after the break with some tips on how to reduce menstrual cramps. This is very important for female. Okay, so we'll be right back.